Sir, 2 years ago, you had read out a poem in Rajya Sabha written by Om Prakash Valmiki. Should I remind you? You had written
I remember.
ठाकुर का कुआं, हाँ चूल्हा मिट्टी का, मिट्टी तालाब की, तालाब ठाकुर का, भूख रोटी की, रोटी बाजरे की, बाजरा खेत का, खेत ठाकुर का, बैल ठाकुर का, हल ठाकुर का, हाँ पानी ठाकुर का, खेत खलियान ठाकुर का, फिर अपना क्या. So, sir, now I want, in context of Ghazala's work, I want to ask you that that poem that you read in Parliament, here it applies differently. पैसा दक्षिण का, कल्चर सारा पूरब का, कारखाने पश्चिम के, और पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप उत्तर की.
Thank you, Rashid Bhai. Thank you so much. Before I read that poem in the Parliament, Thakur Ka Kuan, I had to write a piece in the newspaper that poetry actually belongs to the Parliament, because there was unnecessary controversy, a poem in which I had provided a disclaimer which was not needed, that there is a Thakur in me also. But still, we live in bizarre times. Shockingly, Hindi Heartland's politics is the latest casualty could be our Vice President, Jagdeep Dhankar. I hope I am wrong, but somewhere the fault lines reach up to Uttar Pradesh. Anyway, I'll tell you a few things in the first round. I read Ghazala's book, Born a Muslim. And although I shouldn't be saying this, but I find a kind of sequel, the Hindi Heartland. If you remember, there is this story that she bought a flat in NCR, or she rented a flat in NCR, and there she came across somebody who was J. Arun. Finally, she discovered actually he was Ziaur Rahman. Ziaul Haq from Assam. But in NCR, he became J. Arun. And that had a, alarm in my mind also. I worked for 6-8 months in Gujarat after 2002 carnage. And I had also worked in Gujarat in 2001 after the earthquake. During the earthquake, when I was traveling from Ahmedabad to Bhuj, almost every alternate day, most of the taxi driver would be Muslims. Suddenly, post 2002, after the riot, when I went, I realized that suddenly those people have disappeared. Actually, their names had disappeared. So, Razak Mian had become Raju, and even the ritual of putting, say, 786 or something was replaced by Hanumanji. And this is how ordinary people sadly cope with the reality. I believe what you are saying, Rashid Bhai, that this book, to my mind, is also a kind of ready reckoner that the times we are living in. Hindi Heartland, I could have also said Hindu Heartland. Because long back, I remember some of my media friends had done a story that the Hindi newspapers have become Hindu newspapers, and not Hindu in the sense of Mahatma Gandhi, but in sense of how Hindutva and Hindu, it is being described. Before entering this hall, I met Yashovardhanji. We come from the same state. You know, in Bihar, people have this Ganga Jal from Sultanganj, and they travel 120 kilometers from Sultanganj to Devghar, which is now in Jharkhand. 120 kilometers, I don't remember any incident of hooliganism, rowdyism, of the kind of images we see 24/7 from Hapur, Muzaffarnagar to Haridwar and things like that. That also tells you that there still are possibilities of hope in the Hindi Heartland. I'm not advocating only one image of that the Kanwar Yatra being very, very peaceful. But Hindi Heartland is an artificial construct. And many a times it so happens that you construct something and you start believing in. You generate a particular artificial structure, but it becomes so powerful that you start believing in the eternity of it, the perenniality of it. And that's why Mr. Modi had to move from Baroda. He had to pick up, apart from Baroda, to Varanasi as well, when he wanted to have a national kind of dastak in 2014. The fact of the matter is that Hindi heartland's politics is also an acknowledgement of failure. Failure on all fronts. And that's why when in Parliament, because I see this book in the context of recent controversies, Hindi, Marathi, Hindi, Tamil, many of my friends from DMK and AIDMK, they are questioning the very idea of, because Indian federalism was never meant to be India as a union of state, federalism as a political principle. It was federalism of tongues, federalism of behavior, federalism of attitude, federalism of different histories, many a time antagonistic one. The Maratha experience for the Maharashtra and the Maratha experience for the Odisha, it cannot fit in the same bag, in the same pattern. But artificial constructions of late, supported by the media, in fact, it has reached a level where you can sidetrack, you can push important issues which should have been on the agenda, and the politics of demonization. Today we talk here because I can see most of you I know what kind of work you do, what kind of struggle you have 24/7. But the fact of the matter is, our population has thinned. We are less in numbers. Somehow, I'll tell you something and at close, I've taken long. I was doing a content analysis of the books published on the sense of alienation, demonization, discrimination felt by Muslims. For now, I'm not taking up any other constituents, any other people, not even Dalits or EBCs or OBCs. Why so many books? Within the span of 4 years, Ghazala comes with another book. Not because he wants to publish, but because she cannot resist it. Arfa has to do a story on it. On everyday situation of the ordinary Muslims, how they are facing. I'll just sum it up. We are witnessing SIR in Bihar. Special intensive revision of electoral rules. That's a very sophisticated name, but the process is not that sophisticated. Now, the aim so far, right from the days of Sukumar Sen, the first CEC, was to maximize inclusion. The aim of SIR is to minimize inclusion, optimize or maximize exclusion. Who shall bear the brunt? Very, very easy for the regime now. If you are Bangla speaking, whether in Bengal or in Bihar or even Jai Hind colony, Basant Kund, Basant Bihar in Delhi, if you are Bangla speaking and you also happen to be a Muslim, they don't need any testimonial, but they'll brand you as Bangladeshi. And it is your responsibility to prove, after crossing the border, after being pushed across the border, that no. Your parents lived here since 1950. And you fight that. Where? In the court. 20 years later, the court will say you were right. But 20 years, they don't come back. That's the sad story of not only the Hindi heartland, but what Hindi heartland has done to India as of now. Thank you so much, sir. I don't know whether Thakur ka Kumar...
Like a very deaf, astute politician, you you gave half an answer, but a good one.
I have a full answer. I'll just tell you. Many of the many of the friends from southern political parties, they can't accept this kind of federal arrangement anymore. I didn't want to sound so alarmist, but the fact is, India is an idea. If it has to be retained, preserved, protected, the Hindi heartland has to learn some good manners.
Very good.
Thank you.